Hello guys, it's me, teacher Yolanda again. Now we're getting ready for our session 4. And for this session we're going to use our student's book, workbook, and our English notebook. Please go and get them. Let's start by opening our student's book at page 93. The title is A Biography. Number 1 says, complete the biography of William Shakespeare with the phrases from the box. The phrases are, at the age of 18, he spent the rest of his life, he died in 1616, he was born in 1598, between 1585 and 1592. So, please do the exercise. You have to read this biography over here, yes, and complete it with the phrases from the box. Pause the video and do it. We'll check the answers in a moment. Ready? So, these should be our answers. Let's read it. Many people consider William Shakespeare to be the greatest writer in the English language. However, not a lot is known about his life. He was born in 1564 in Stratford-upon-Avon in England. He was the third of 7 children for his parents John and Mary. He went to a good school, and at the age of 18 he married Anne Hathaway. She was 8 years older than him. They had 3 children. Between 1585 and 1592, he started a successful theatre company in London, where he wrote, produced, and acted in his plays. In 1598, his company moved to the famous Globe Theatre. In 1603, King James I gave his company royal support. In 1610, Shakespeare retired from the theatre, and he spent the rest of his life in Stratford-upon-Avon. He died in 1616 at the age of 52. Do you remember our project of a video that we saw about the Globe Theatre? So remember that is the theatre that Shakespeare helped build, and it's actually here in the illustrations. Can you see it here? It's over here. So, let's continue reading. It says, answer the questions. How many brothers and sisters did Shakespeare have? Number 2. In what year did he get married? Number 3. How old was Anne when they married? Number 4. How old was Shakespeare when he returned to Stratford? You have enough space for answering this here, and if you don't have a space, maybe you can write here 1, 2, 3, and 4. All of the answers are numbers, and for most of them, you have to make mathematical operations. You have to subtract the years to get the correct ages. So, please pay attention to that and do it. Sorry, telephone. When you finish answering that, we're going to continue with exercise 3. It says, complete the sentences so that they are true about you. What we're going to do here is to write an autobiography. Remember, a biography is somebody else writes about your life. But when it is an autobiography, that means that you write about your own life yourself. So, we're going to practice making biographies and autobiographies here. This one is an autobiography. So, we have to complete these at the age of, I was born in 2000 and between 2000 this and 2000 that. Something important that you did. For example, it could be, I don't know, making a poem, going into a competition, learning to read and write, maybe having a great party, going on vacation, studying school in a certain place, etc. Before we continue with that, we can read the tips for writers. In the tips for writers, it says, When you write a biography, make sure you put the facts in order in a story. There is always a beginning, a middle, and an end. In a story about a person's life, this is the same. So we're obviously not going to check this one because it's individual, but you have to do it. And later on in our Zoom chat, maybe we can read some of them. Now it says research a person you like and write a short biography for them. Use time phrases. That activity, we're going to do it in the workbook. Let's open our workbook at page 124. The title is exactly the same, a biography. Here it says, tips for writers. The first tip says, vary your sentences with time phrases at the start or the end to make a biography more interesting. At the age of, from, and we have to put some years. He, she spent 2 years after that or 2 years later. Try to include some interesting, unusual details. So all of these phrases that I'm going to highlight over here, yes, these are time phrases that can help you to make your text coherent and chronological. Remember, chronological means from the oldest to the newest. Okay? Let's continue working with this one. It says, look at the notes about Cervantes, a famous Spanish writer. Complete the biography. Miguel de Cervantes, 1547, born Alcalá de Henares near Madrid. 6 brothers and sisters. His father was a traveling doctor. 1567, studied for a year at college in Madrid. 1569, went to work for a rich man in Italy. 1570, joined the Spanish army. 1571, hurt his left hand and couldn't use it again. 1575 through 80, imprisoned for 5 years, got ideas for his books. 1584, got married. 1588, got a job in the south of Spain. 1605, wrote part 1 of Don Quixote. 1609 through 16, lived in Madrid, wrote short novels. 1614, another author, wrote part 2 of For Don Quixote. 1615, Cervantes wrote his part 2. 1616, died the same day as Shakespeare, but no one knows. So, we're going to use this information to complete this biography here. Let's pay attention to the first one. It says, Cervantes was born in 1547. They took it from here. Can you see? So, what you're going to do is take the information from here and put the things into the text so the text is understandable. I have a tip for all of you. You have to pay attention that all of your verbs have to be in past because we're talking about past happenings in Cervantes' life. And also, you have to add sometimes the subject. For example, here it only says born, but we have to put it in the correct conjugation. Cervantes was born in 1547. Please do it, pause the video, and we're going to check together in a few moments. So basically, these are the answers that we should get from the timelines. If we pay attention, on the top we have our 15 years and also down we have 15 spaces. So what we had to do is obviously copy the data or data. Remember, both pronunciations are correct. So let's check it. It says, Cervantes was born in 1547. At the age of 20, how did I get 20? Because if he was born, according to our list, in 1547, 1557 he would be 10, and 1567 he would be 20. So at the age of 20, he studied for a year in Madrid. After that, he went to work for a rich man in Italy. In 1570, he joined the Spanish army, but a year later, he hurt his left hand. He spent 5 years in prison from 1575 to 1580, which gave him ideas for his books. Cervantes got married in 1584, and 4 years later, he got a job in the south of Spain. In 1605, he wrote part one of his most famous book, Don Quixote. And then, from 1609 to 1616, he lived in Madrid, where he wrote short novels. In 1614, another author wrote part two, so Cervantes wrote his part two a year later. He died in 1616, possibly on the same day as Shakespeare, but no one knows. Pay attention here to the time expressions. I'm going to highlight them for you. So here we have at the age of, after that, in, and we put a year, but a year later. And we can put also ranges of years. And also we can write a year later. So that's important to make it coherent and in chronological order. Please correct the mistakes in case you have any. Now moving on to the last exercise. You have to write a biography. That means not about you, but about someone else. It says interview an older relative or ask your mom or dad about someone. Write a biography. Use time phrases to vary your sentences. So what I want you to do is I want you to ask your mom or your dad about his or her life. And I want you to write something like this in chronological order, the most important happenings in your mom's life or your dad's life. And finally, you're going to make it into a text using these time expressions. And it doesn't have to be very long, it has to be as long as necessary to fit in this space. Now remember to check your writing. You have to show the text to your family and check that the data is correct. And you have to check that you started your sentences using many of these phrases that I underlined in blue. Okay? So, please, I want you to do that. And we have also another practice. Remember that I've sent a PDF file in which we're going to continue practicing with a biography, and we're going to make the biography of Ada Lovelace. You have to research the internet. You can use Wikipedia for that. Remember to use Wikipedia in English to get your data and write your own biography. Please follow the instructions in the document, and if you have any doubts, we will solve them in our Zoom session that we will have today. So, see you in a few moments. That will be all for today. So, bye.